of Transfiguration. Jesus certainly did not talk about it, and he commanded the 3 disciples not to talk about it until after the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. This event is an intensely private moment between Jesus and God. So private that much of it happened in a cloud. Don't you ever wonder what the conversation was like among Moses and Elijah and Jesus? Or don't you ever wonder what the voice of God sounded like when out of the dazzling cloud his voice was heard by the disciples? I am sure that if I researched this, I could find some theologian somewhere who would answer these questions for me. However, wouldn't that take away the mystery and wonder of this event? Wouldn't that make this event just some ordinary happening? This is a strange story, and it is filled with mystery and wonder. In this glorious moment on the mountain, the veil is pulled away, and we see and we experience who Jesus is as the divine Son, the very Son of God. And just like the disciples, we experience fear. Oh, not the kind of fear that causes us to run or hide, or the kind of fear that we know when we see a very scary movie, or feel that someone is trying to hurt us. No, not that kind of fear. This is the fear that causes us to say with the psalmist, "What is man that you are mindful of them? Mortals, that you care for them?" According to the scriptures, the people who are reported as being most afraid of Jesus were his own disciples. When Jesus helps them find fish after a night of fishing with no success, they feel fear. When Jesus calms the wind and the waves and saves the disciples in the boat, they feel fear. When the women come out to the tomb on that first Easter morning and find the tomb empty, they feel fear. And when the disciples felt this kind of fear, this overwhelming awe, it is Jesus himself who comes to them and reaches out to them and reassures them. We claim that we want God to speak to us. We say that we want some proof of the reality and the presence of a living God. But if we did hear that voice, if we did find that proof, would we not feel fear, overwhelming awe, that the creator of the universe really is mindful of us? On my first trip out west to visit my daughter, she took me to the Grand Canyon. I had heard from others that this was just some big hole in the rock.
Oh, yeah.
I envisioned it as a deep pit with rocks all around. Nothing really spectacular. We drove to the first lookout point, which is really before you enter the national park. We stepped out of the car, and there before my eyes was a sight that I will never forget. A sight that brought me to tears. A sight that humbled me before my Maker. Clouds shrouded the canyon, and through those clouds, I could make out the jagged edges of gigantic rocks of the most beautiful colors. They seemed to go on forever. And each time my eyes focused on another point, another color flooded my being. Arched over this huge panorama, the color was the most perfect rainbow I have ever seen. This has become my thin place, a place where I truly understand who I am in the scheme of things, a place that fills me with holy fear, holy awe of my God. It is in places like this, the thin places, where we can and do encounter a living God. Mountains are a helpful metaphor for our meeting with God, because mountains are both grand and daunting. They invite us up, always further up with their beauty and majesty, yet they deter us with their size. The sight of a mountain is awesome and inspiring, while the experience of a mountain may be intimidating and frightening. When Jenny asked if I wanted to take one of the trips down into the canyon, I firmly said no! I could experience the awe-inspiring beauty of the mountain, but I certainly did not want to experience the trip down, a trip that I was sure was very difficult and fearful. Our encounters with the living God can also be deeply moving and also threateningly fearful, as well as life-transforming. On the mountaintop, Jesus doesn't only reveal himself to his disciples, but he demands that they follow him, that they walk the path that he walks, that they walk with him down the mountain. In this church on any given Sunday, someone will experience an encounter with the living God. Someone will have a mountaintop experience. Someone will experience the thin place. That place where the veil between heaven and earth is so thin that we see God in all his glory. I am sure that this has happened to many of you sitting in this congregation this morning. That experience, or experiences, because it could have been more than once, have forever changed you. You have transformed your life and your values. You are not the same person you were before it happened. So why have you come here this morning? Have you come to once more be assured that Christ is real, that he truly cares for you and loves you, especially since deep down within yourself, you know how unlovable you can be at times? Do you want another mountaintop experience? Do you want to hear our Savior say, "Rise and follow me"? Perhaps a better question to ask would be, why have others avoided coming here this morning? Church is about God. Church is about the possibility of a threatening, though life-changing encounter with the risen Christ. Church is about seeing God's way and will in our world, a way so very different from our own ways, and then having to say yes or no to walking that way. To all of us who have gathered here this morning, we have encountered our Savior in a number of ways. We have heard his call and felt his claim on our lives. We have felt that awe-filled fear, and we have felt that tender voice telling us to rise and follow him. We have heard Jesus promise that he will be with us every step of the way, no matter what the journey holds. And we have believed him. Even in our darkest moments, we have held on to that promise. There is a poem by Jane Eggleston that has become a favorite of mine. It is called, "It's in the Valleys I Grow." Listen. Sometimes life seems hard to bear, full of sorrow, trouble, and woe. It's then I have to remember that it's in the valleys I grow. If I stayed on the mountaintop and never experienced pain, I would never appreciate God's love and would be living in vain. I have so much to learn, and my growth is very slow. Sometimes I need the mountaintops, but it's in the valleys I grow. I do not always understand why things happen as they do, but I am very sure of one thing: my Lord will see me through. My little valleys are nothing when I picture Christ on the cross. He went through the valley of death. His victory was Satan's loss. Continue to strengthen me, Lord, and use my life each day to share your love with others and help them find their way. Thank you for valleys, Lord. For this one thing I know, the mountaintops are glorious, but it's in the valleys I grow. The disciples, like us, needed that mountaintop experience. They needed that awe-filled experience. That experience that humbled them. That experience that brought fear into their hearts and minds. The walk down the mountain is rough. Our Savior has set his face toward Jerusalem and is heading for the cross. This journey starts Wednesday, Ash Wednesday. It is a heart-breaking journey that ends in cruelty and death. And now our Lord says to each of us, do not be afraid. Rise and follow me. We have been invited to come down from our mountains and to go into the world to be his messengers of hope and love. With awe-filled fear, we will follow him to the cross and then to the empty tomb. We will sing his praises and we will point him out to all that we will meet. The journey will be difficult, but Jesus promises us his living presence now and forever. Amen.
Amen.